Hey, what is up, YouTube? Andrew Rooney here. So the hot ticket in town here in Auckland, New Zealand at the moment is the Warriors, or the WAHS, up the WAHS.
Up the WAHS! Up the WAHS!
It's a New Zealand Rugby League team. Rugby League, if you're from overseas and you're not sure what rugby league is, it's like rugby, slightly different and quite a lot better. Anyway, I'll leave the hate for the comments on that one. But anyway, my boy Connor, he's 9 years old. His favourite athlete in the world is Shaun Johnson from the Warriors. So he recently did a speech on Shaun Johnson, and he's just obsessed. You know, you draw pictures and makes little games to play with myself and on his own. Rugby League, Warriors, Shaun Johnson stuff, and he's really into kicking. So Shaun Johnson's a kicker. Maybe you're from North America and you're more familiar with the NFL. There's a type of kick in rugby league and rugby, a place kick. I don't know what you'd call it in American football. Basically where you get it, kicking tee, put this dirty old ball on it and you kick it. Obviously try and get it over the posts. So Connor's favourite player in the world is Shaun Johnson, and just the way he happens to kick, boy, it's sunny here. The way he happens to kick, he puts the tee like this, he's kicking that way. He'll put the tee like that and angle the ball that way, maybe even more, and kicks it that way to get it over the posts. So why am I talking about this? I'll be getting to the point very shortly, and it's all going to make sense. It's going to change your drumming life. Anyway, so I buy Connor this tee so we can do these kicks over the post down at the local park, and he can emulate his idol, Shaun Johnson. I quickly realize he's 9, the size of his foot, the amount of weight and power he can get into a kick, combined with, you know, how high the posts are and different things. I could see that wasn't going to work for him. It wasn't going to work for Connor. So I suggested, why don't we just turn it round backwards, and that way you can kick from here. And I think, although I'm not a kicking expert, I think from the way that you kick, I reckon that's going to be better. And I think you're going to be able to get under the ball. It's going to go higher and further. You can sort of get the sweet spot. And he did not want to do this. So Connor did not want to do this because that's not the way Shaun Johnson does it, right? Shaun Johnson has it on that other angle. So where am I going with all this? Technique, correct techniques, and the way that your idol does things compared to how you do things, or the best way for you to do things. Not always the same. What works for someone else might not necessarily work for you. Connor did this way to death. To death. It's not happening. We spin it around. Instantly we get this elevation. He was disappointed. Connor was disappointed that this way worked. Because he wants to kick like his idol, right? And fair enough. Fair enough. Good on him. I'm all for that. I'm happy that he's inspired and he, you know, wants to get out and play sport, and it's great. It's not a problem. But I just thought this is so much like drumming, where you can fall into the trap of by default thinking that the way someone else does something, or the way one of your idols does something, or the way that a great drummer does something is the right way to do things, or the best way for you to do things. It's simply not true. It's just not. And I mean, maybe I'm drawing a long bow from my analogy with Connor and the kicking, but it just made me realize it, because I think about this stuff all day, every day. I'm teaching drums 6 days a week. I'm seeing this stuff over and over and over and over. Oh, Grayson Equipment, he plays traditional grip. So the best way to play fast and to play crazy solos is obviously traditional grip. Yeah, traditional grip works. And, and then there's Buddy Rich. So, that's done. Cool. What about Alistair Siberiano? He plays pretty fast, but he plays match grip. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, but in a jazz style, you need to play traditional grip. Well, Stuart Copeland plays traditional grip. He plays pretty loud backbeats, and he makes it work. Everything works if you do the work. Everything works if you do the work. You can play hard-hitting backbeat rock with traditional grip. You can play soft textured jazz with matched grip. It does not matter. We got into the technique myth. You can go back through my videos or search up drumming myths, technique or gear. Did a whole series on those with the other local teachers here, Dan Clayton, Steve Rooney and Chris Dawson. Fantastic, amazing local teachers. We're all in agreement on this, that this stuff, it just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. You could hit your head against a wall trying to be someone else, and you're not going to be that person. In saying that, it might work for you, or it might not. So there's no rules. We're all built different. We've got different backgrounds. We've got different length fingers. We've got different hands. If we're talking about grip, feet. Bury the beater versus play off the head. Well, we all know you got to play off the head because it's got a better tone. Okay. Well, John Robinson, he recorded a lot of tracks. He buries the beater. Jeff Piccaro, he recorded, I think, thousands of tracks. He buries the beater. So, I mean, if we're talking tone, those guys are getting tone. And I'm not saying burying the beater is the right way to play or the wrong way to play. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter, right? My view on it is, I don't care. Whatever the result is, or whatever gets the result, is right in that moment. It's just as simple as that. If I'm playing a cafe jazz gig and I'm playing bossa nova and I got someone next to me eating steak and they don't want to be interrupted, I'm playing off the head. I mean, but I'm not thinking, okay, this song, I'm going to be playing off the head. No, I just play lighter and I play in a bossa nova style, which is going to be off the head. It's not even a thought. Then I go play a big gig, a big corporate where I'm pounding out quarter notes on the bass drum, and we've got a big dance floor, and we're playing all the dance hits. I'm burying that kick. Again, not thinking of it. The last thing you want to do is to be sitting up there thinking, off the head, off the head, off the head. I buried the beater. That's not good. I've got to play off the head. Just play. It doesn't matter. Whatever works, works. I want you to think of that with your drumming and your progress. Is the ball facing that way? Is it facing that way? Who cares? No one. Only drummers care about this stuff. Only drummers care. No one else cares about your technique on the drum. On the drum kit, sorry. No one cares. What's the result? This is what I always come back to whenever I talk to or catch up with any drummer friends. The thing that just never gets talked about is, what is the result? So if you're going to talk about how burying the kick is the right way to play the kick drum, Well, let's hear it. I mean, what's the result? Does it sound good? Or, alternatively, oh no, you have to play off the head because insert drummer here plays off the head. Fine. Well, can you do it for me? Let's hear the result. That's not a confrontational question. It's just, well, show us then. And it's always this thing that gets missed. It's always sort of a process-driven thing as opposed to results. What is the result? What's going to get us the result? Ultimately, we don't know. We don't know. So if I teach you, this is why I avoid technique in my teaching. I'm not you. I haven't done the practice you've done up until this point. Maybe you've been playing for 6 years burying the beater. Okay, we're going to change all that? Really? Why? Because I play off the head? I'm not you. Who cares what I do? It's almost like an anti-teaching approach for me. I almost never, unless there's a glaring issue, maybe someone is constantly dropping their sticks, or they really do work hard at something for an extended period and it doesn't happen. Okay, let's try something different then. That's fine. I'm cool with that. But I cannot tell you what's going to work for you, because everything works. Traditional grip works. Matched grip works. French grip, American, German, they all work. They're all necessary at certain times. It doesn't matter. Chops versus pocket. Yeah, well, it's good to have both, isn't it? I mean, who cares? None of this matters. Swivel, kick technique, swivel, slide, heel toe. Yeah, there's great drummers that use all of them. It just doesn't matter. The idea is, are you doing the work? So, again, coming back to my up the WAHS rugby league analogy, we tried this because that was the whole motivation of getting the tee, was to be like Shaun Johnson and to kick like Shaun Johnson, and it just did not work for Connor. For him, it didn't work. It just didn't. Spin it around and do the opposite thing, work straight away. Now, I'm not a place kicking coach. I'm not saying, my strategy for Connor wasn't foolproof. I've got no science or knowledge in the area. It's just, let's try stuff. Maybe something will work for you. Or we just keep doing that. And we just keep doing it, and we keep doing it, because that's what our hero does. Different things work for different people. In terms of drummers, let's say, when I started, I just wanted to be Jeff Porcaro, and I've got drummer friends who were the same. They just wanted to be Jeff Porcaro. Or you can insert any drummer here. You would have been inspired or motivated by someone initially, let's say Dennis Chambers or Tony Royster Jr. or whoever the amazing drummer is, or these days Estepario Siberiano or Grayson Krutman or Todd Suckerman on DRUMEO or whoever. And it's perfectly understandable and natural to think, I want to play like that person. And you try and almost be that person. I've seen people who try and dress like their favorite drummer, and they want to be that person. The reality is, though, you will never be that person. You don't have that person's parents. You don't have that person's background. I wanted to be Jeff Porcaro. Jeff Porcaro grew up in a musical family. His father was a famous session drummer. My father's not a famous session drummer. It's just, forget it. It's a completely different upbringing. I could try and be Jeff Porcaro. I could try and sound as much as like Jeff Porcaro as I want. I'm never going to be him. And if it comes to someone these days, Tony Royster Jr. or whoever, even if you got to a pretty good impersonation of that drummer, people can just hire Tony Royster Jr. I mean, worldwide sessions. We've got online sessions now where people can hire amazing drummers. Matt Chamberlain, Josh Freese, all these famous drummers. If they want a Josh Freese sound, or they want a Matt Chamberlain or a Tony Royster Jr. sound, they just hire them. What Tony Royster Jr., Dennis Chambers, Matt Chamberlain, Jeff Picaro, whoever, Buddy Rich, whoever you want, what they can't do is they can't be you either. So this works both ways. You have to do the work, and the journey is yours. The journey is all yours. But hard work works. So go get it.